up in the morning.
It's the way Singapore wakes up.
Wake up,
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore. Today we don't have one, but two of them from Korea Agility International.
Not one,
we
but
have,
two.
Not one, but two.
Two.
Maybe next week we'll have three.
TWO, 2.
We've got Adrian, and Yen in the studio. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. To what do we owe the pleasure of both of you coming in today?
We have a long day ahead. We have two B2B presentations.
Okay,
Oh,
not
wow.
not one,
after
right?
this.
Two, right?
Yeah.
Two.
So we agreed to come on the radio first, and then we've got to run off very quickly after.
Okay, we'll
Right,
try
right.
not keep you too long then.
But you guys don't agree with each other all the time,
Oh,
right?
no,
you have
trust me.
different opinions.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to make this session very interesting.
Okay, all right. Speaking of interesting, we're talking about a word that seems to be going around quite regularly. Quiet quitting. Why is it such a big deal?
And that's define quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Quiet quitting, it's actually a misnomer. It's nothing to do with quitting at all. Quiet quitting was just a term coined last year when people were just fatigued and tired with their jobs. And they were saying like, I don't want to work so hard anymore. I just want to do the barest minimum.
You think it was because of the pandemic? Because of working from home and all that?
I think so. And a lot of people were feeling very burnt out. So, in the pandemic as well, there's nothing much for them to think about or do, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just frustrated. Why am I doing so much work? I'll just do
Yeah.
the barest minimum to get away with.
and no
and there
eyes
was-
on you as well, right?
And
So
there
it's
was
a bit
no end
easier.
in sight.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, okay, what is this? Is this the end of our lives?
Yeah. Some people didn't handle it well at all.
Yeah.
I think it was a time when everyone was also feeling overworked because there was the people who were working were doing a lot. I mean, no, not talking about the people who maybe did not have work, but if you feel very shortchanged, then there's this psychological behavior that comes. It feels like you're taking vengeance a little bit, like a passive aggressive.
Right.
Getting back at my employer. I'm just going to do the bare minimum that I can get away with.
Just what I'm being paid for, that's it.
right.
I think a lot of people felt that way because I think a lot of people felt used and abused through the pandemic because
Yeah.
working at home did not turn out the way they thought it would.
No, yeah, there were so many things involved. I mean, there were people who had to build offices in their homes, and the work was not paying for that.
And they were working 16 hours a day because there was no switch off point.
And children under their feet, and pets, and everything else. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was
but to be
difficult.
fair to the quiet quitters, some of them may have wanted to do more or may have wanted to do things in another way, but were stopped by their bosses.
Yeah.
And so as a result of being discouraged, they were quietly quitting as well, so to speak.
Bernard Lee on our Facebook page has asked an interesting question. Is quiet quitting similar to being disengaged?
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about that on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Khalid with Softest Touch on Kiss 92.
Okay.
So we're talking about quiet quitting, and Bernard Lee comes onto our Facebook page and says, is quiet quitting similar to being disengaged?
I think it is a symptom of being disengaged. It's a symptom of many things. So that's why today we might want to hop in a bit more detail about that. But I do agree that it's when you're disengaged, quiet quitting is one of the few behaviors that people will resort to. What do you think, Ian?
I think it's a spectrum, and quiet quitting feels a little bit more passive aggressive. Disengagement is just apathetic, right? It's like, okay, you want to do this? Okay, I've heard this story before. Okay, right, tell me something new. You know how management likes to come on and says, guys, we're going to do this, and then we do a rah-rah, and then we
Then
try and get
nothing
everyone.
happens.
And then perhaps they go back on their promises, or whatever vision that they've painted does not pan out. That's kind of disengaged. You go, yeah, tell me something new. Right, been there, done it. We're just going to be same old. So that feels a bit more like disengagement. Quiet quitting is a little bit more passive aggressive.
Intentional.
They're like, okay, I see something, I don't want to fix it, even though I could.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just gonna.
It's not my department. Right? A lot of people say that.
It's
not
above my pay
department.
grade.
It's above my pay
Yeah.
grade. That's not my business.
Oh,
What?
it's above my pay grade. No, we have a few colleagues who
Oh,
are
yeah.
also saying
Use that.
and as we talk about it right now, if the bosses are tuned in, right, they'll go like, Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that
so and
sounds
so,
familiar.
yes.
We
Clearly.
know, you know who you are.
Above my pay grade. Should that term ever be used?
Yes, I think so. Sometimes if it's a decision that's not yours to make, then really, it's above my pay grade. I can't make the decision for you. If a customer's asking for a 60% discount, I say, no, I can't
Right.
give it to you. So that literally is above my pay grade. My boss, my sales manager can do it, but I'm not in position to do it. But what was really interesting was that just 2 weeks back, there was an article in Straits Times said that Singapore had the highest rate of quiet quitters in Asia.
In Asia, yeah, I read that.
I was
Why
very
do you
surprised.
think it's so rampant here than anywhere else?
I don't know. What do you think, Yen?
Okay, this is going to be contentious. So you're throwing the points
Yeah,
at me, right?
He's like, I want to hear your thoughts, really.
I suspect that a lot of locals are feeling the burn from being perhaps sidelined a little bit by colleagues not from here.
Once again.
Again, it's contentious,
Right.
and I'm hearing it, so it's anecdotal. Please don't shoot me.
Okay.
Right.
And you know, if I happen to chance upon some information, and I find out that a certain individual is paid a little bit more than me, a lot more than me, and that person is not from around here, and I'm feeling like, hey, hang on, there's no equity there. That might generate a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Anger.
kind.
I mean, for sure. I mean, it's people will be disgruntled if they find out you're doing the same job, you're in the same position, but you're getting paid more than me because you hold a different
That's
passport.
right. But that's just one of the examples.
Yeah.
I also feel like in general Singaporeans are overworked, and we don't sleep enough.
Is that our own doing, though?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or is
it
it
was
the
certainly
doing of
your
it?
own doing, Angel.
What do you
Angel's
mean?
only had 3 hours of sleep, only.
Yeah,
Because
no.
yesterday she worked on
I
a
was-
15-hour show.
How is that my doing? I was hired to do that. I knew what it was going in.
You could have said no.
No, absolutely not. Money
There
was too
you
good.
go, you see?
Money was too good. What sleep? I can sleep when I'm dead.
Good.
So, with that in mind, are there ever circumstances where quiet quitting should be practiced, where it's a good thing?
Well, the first
Ever?
thing is, there are several circumstances. Number one is literally when you have resigned, you've tendered your resignation, and then you say, now that I've tendered already, I've got 1 more month. Why do I want to go above and beyond what is called for me to do? So if you just do what's necessary, I think that's legit reason enough for you to quiet quit or to work at the barest minimum. I actually have individuals I know who have been given the retrenchment notice. And they're still so hardworking. They're still thinking, I'm not going to embark on my job search. I'm just going to focus on my work for the next 3 months to make sure that my bosses and my company is well taken care of.
Why?
Before I look after my own. And it's like, what? Hello? You just got a pink slip. You knock anyone in there, Seriously, I was very upset with them because I'm saying, look, you have to look for number one because and number one is you. Your company just let you go.
Yeah.
Right? Why are you doing this? You should just park everything aside. In fact, you shouldn't even be quiet quitting. You should be mentally checked out already. Heck, you've been given a pink slip.
Don't reward
Yeah.
good bad behavior, right?
But at the end of the day, aren't you, if you have that attitude, aren't you burning bridges? Because as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you never know when you're going to need these people again.
True, but if you've been retrenched, right, you've been given the pink slip already,
Yeah.
and then it's like, no, focus. I mean, I'm not entirely burn the house down,
yeah.
but, just focus on yourself.
But maybe it's a personal thing. You want to go out knowing that you have given your 100%.
Yeah.
So your conscience will be completely clear.
And
It's
your
a character
reputation
thing,
as
maybe.
well,
Yes,
completely.
so you if you are like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people are like that, right?
I want to find out about quiet quitting versus quitting in terms of after you've handed your resignation in.
Okay, that can be your next question.
Kiss 92 traffic.
We'll take a look at it. Usual delays across the expressways. That's not going to surprise anybody too much this morning. Areas to look out for are the PIE towards Changi. A vehicle broken down before Pioneer Road North. PIE towards Changi, again, a vehicle broken down after Thompson Road. PIE towards Tuas, a vehicle broken down after Paya Lebar Road. Congestion is to Bedok North Road, avoid lane 3. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guests for this morning are from Career Agility International. The founders of Career Agility International. We've got Adrian as well as Yen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. So we're talking about quiet quitting, and you did mention at the beginning of the show that quiet quitting isn't actually about quitting. It's just doing the bare minimum, right? And you said that's something that is okay to do if, say, you've handed in your resignation or you've been given your notice and say you have 1 month left. What about those that completely shut down when you've been given that notice? That means completely, in inverted commas, quit altogether and don't do anything. You know, they just sit there and maybe be on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever at their desk, not doing anything. Is that okay? Can the company do anything to people like that?
So these are individuals who have already tendered their resignation.
Or been handed a notice or something.
Or the organization gives them a notice
Yeah.
to say, sorry,
You're done.
you're redundant, the job's no longer available.
Yeah.
So for these individuals, if you think about it, it's a lot healthier if they don't turn up for work.
Oh.
And that's why we have this thing called garden leave. And so organizations would let these individuals sort of take care of their things, maybe
Of
some
the garden.
administration.
Of the garden. That's why it's called gardening leave.
To take care of a bit of an admin, take care of some
Right.
paperwork, and then please go. And we'll pay you for the month that
Yeah.
you don't turn up, because I
Okay.
think it's a lot unhealthier if the person turns up for work
And does not
do anything. And what's the point of sitting around and going on social media, or worse, give you
Yeah.
access to secrets?
And it's no
Correct.
good, no
Corporate
good for the
secrets.
morale
They'll be
of the rest
walking
of the
around,
people.
they'll be bitching
That's right.
Right,
to
okay.
other
Yeah.
colleagues. And what's the point?
So
Okay.
if there's been a formal notification, I think it's healthier to part ways
By
earlier
not
rather
coming.
than later.
Okay, all right, okay.
But there
got
are
it.
many companies, though, that hold these individuals back and make them do menial tasks.
Just
and
because they
chores
can,
during
right?
that time.
I've seen
Yeah.
that, yes.
Right?
I've seen
We've
that.
seen that.
That's
Here-
not wise, right?
Sorry, here's something that's just bumped into my head. So, I have terminated. Or you've resigned, and I've said, okay, I'm going to pay you. You don't have to work for the month. Can I then go out and get another job?
While on garden leave?
Yeah.
Is that legal?
Or am I supposed to stay unemployed?
I think if you are transparent with your new boss, and look, I'm on gardening leave, I can start work. Most people, individuals don't. But what do you think, Ian?
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
But
Just ethically.
morality.
Yeah.
Moral and ethical responsibility indicates you should not be, dipping.
Double dipping.
Double
Double
dipping.
Right.
dipping.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
you should serve your garden leave, and during your garden leave you can take
Look
up
for
courses,
jobs.
you can look for jobs,
Yeah.
but then you'll tell your future employer, I can't start until
Right.
dot, dot,
Right. Okay.
Okay. And ethically, it just sounds better as
Yeah,
well,
actually,
right?
yeah.
Are you
Okay.
planning something over there?
No. It just jumped into my head because a lot of people, I can see a lot of people listening to us going, okay, they paid me for this month. That means I can go out
You
and
know
get a
what?
job, get double salary.
You know what FD should say? Asking for a friend.
No, love.
Just asking for a friend.
My cousin.
Okay, we are with Adrian and Yen from Career Agility International. We'll continue to talk to them on The Big Show TV. It's 8:13.
Kiss 92 Time Check.
Okay.
Okay. What else do we?
The other time when you can actually think about quiet quitting or doing the barest minimum is that if sometimes the bosses do overload you with a lot of projects, and if you're feeling like this is not really fair, and therefore you give me 6 projects or you give me loading me 2 or 3 people's work, and I can't do all of it, otherwise I would die.
Yeah.
Right? Then okay, fine. I just do the barest minimum to get by, so that I don't. Of these 6 projects, I may not get 6 A-star grade results, but at least I don't fail on them.
I don't know. I don't think that's
what do you
quiet
think?
quitting.
So you just do the minimum. What do you think?
That's not quiet quitting. I think that skill is prioritization and managing up. It's like, hey boss, my plate is only so big. Please tell me which ones I should prioritize, which ones more aligned to your.
Yeah, but what the boss tells you, all 6.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But then I'd go look for another job.
Are there specific industries that see more quiet quitters than others? Because like for us, there's no way we can quiet quit on air. You know what I mean? If we don't speak, we're like, what are you doing there?
Sorry, I used up my word count for the day.
Yeah, exactly. But are there industries that see more quiet quitters than others?
I have no idea. I mean, there's no data out on it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can imagine those people who are in more menial, labor-intensive tasks, like in other countries, not in Singapore. In other countries, the airline baggage handlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they when they hit a limit of hours, or they think that I'm not going to move extra. You know, I'm supposed to work from 9 to 5. Lunchtime is 1 hour. I'm not going to do
Sort of
above and
laborious
beyond. Otherwise,
stuff.
I'm going to get the union involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those guys, they are not really quiet quitting per se, but just doing what's required. And once again, there's nothing wrong with doing what's barest minimum required.
Because you're being
Right. I
paid
was-
for that, right?
I was just about to
No,
ask you.
no,
so,
they-
so in that sense, quiet quitting under those circumstances actually
It's okay.
That's why the word quiet quitting, we
Understandable.
don't like the word quiet quitting. It sounds
Yeah.
like you're being a jerk. You're like,
correct. Which is why it's
Passive-aggressive.
good. Which is why I said earlier on. You know, I mean, there are certain situations where quiet quitting
Works.
Yeah, I mean it's justifiable. Not that it works.
Okay.
It's justifiable. So don't condemn that person. For quiet
Yeah,
quitting.
I just want to pick up on something that Angel said. You know, you said do the barest minimum, get the job done, and Angel goes, and that's what you're paid for.
Yeah.
As a boss, I don't pay you to do the barest minimum.
Yeah, but you're already
But
leaving.
I don't.
No, but the thing is, you're being paid to do this. Your boss hires you to do this.
Yeah.
Why should your boss expect you to do this? Do you know what I mean? I mean, your job scope is listed before you get hired, right? So why I'm not talking about, I'm not supporting quiet quitters, because I always go above and beyond and do
Yeah,
a lot of stuff.
exactly, you do, all the time.
But I see, like, why should people be do more than they're being paid for? That's my question.
It's not about doing more, but I think there's a sense of ownership that I
Yeah.
would appreciate from having an employee who
Yes.
thinks
Who has
about-
initiative
who
and-
thinks a little bit more,
Yeah.
right? So there are little things that you can do that will help me move the needle a little bit, but that probably wouldn't take up too much of your effort.
Yeah.
I
But
think, I think
Yeah.
that's the word here. We want initiative,
Initiative and effort.
ownership.
And
As in,
ownership.
as in from
Yeah.
time to time, go above and beyond.
Yes.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you don't want it all the time. Like Kelvin Tan says, I'm serving my notice now, but I still give my all at my current employer because I'm still being paid.
Yes.
That's how I see it.
There you go. And
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
the company has probably treated him well.
Yeah.
And he's leaving amicably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's showing his reputation. He's building a brand, and so
Yeah.
the people around him
Right.
would appreciate it because you're going to work with them again, maybe a few years down the road.
Well done, Calvin.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why the term quiet quitting has this rather negative
Connotation.
connotation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like what you mentioned, passive aggressive, or even aggressive aggressive. It's like, this is not mine. I don't want to do it. You know, I do the barest minimum. Sounds horrible, but
Yeah.
But the question is, then if you want to progress your career, will quiet quitting get you there? You know, if you're known as there's
course
a guy
not.
who's just does who clocks out at 5, who says no, not my department.
Right.
Nobody wants to work with you.
Exactly.
Can we label quiet quitters as quitters?
I don't know. See, that's
I don't
all.
think we
Which is
should
why you
label.
see it's still negative.
It
you see,
is,
it
yeah.
gives people
Yeah.
this negative impression of anyone who is quiet
Quiet
quitting.
quitting.
Because I was just thinking about Angel's question. Are there industries or are there certain job functions where there's more of such behaviors? And I'm thinking burnout, because I'm thinking about how the people we see tend to come from very mentally taxing industries,
Like
and not the
accounting
laborious
or like,
ones.
yeah.
It's the mental game.
ones, yeah.
So I think it's a psychological thing. So one of the areas that we tend to help our clients is in managing their burnout, and that's when we tell them it's okay to downshift just a
Yeah.
little bit, right? You don't have to be on 5th gear the whole time. Maybe you shift down to 2nd gear until you sort your family situation or something. So if you're facing real burnout, you're browning, you can quiet quit, but I don't like to use the word quiet quit.
So-
You can slow down.
So is
Yeah.
that a term that we should use instead?
Yeah, I
Slow
was
down or
thinking
just
you can
take
slow
your foot off the
down and
accelerator a bit.
Be kind to yourself. Give yourself some healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think one thing's for sure, when you say someone is quiet quitting, it's negative. I think it's just a negative term.
It is.
If you want it positive, then use another term.
Yeah.
Right? But quiet quitting is bad.
Like as soon as you say someone's slowing down to take care of their mental health, all of a sudden
That's
it's like,
okay.
oh wow, okay, but let's not call them a quiet quitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be back.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
With that thought in mind, what should management do if they see employees doing this?
Talk
Quiet
to
quitting.
them. Talk to them and find out why.
Communication, yeah.
Why are they slowing down? Before officially giving them the title of quiet quitter.
With a gold plaque on their desk, right?
Actually, that's a good point. A lot of the work we do at Career Agility is focused on employee engagement.
Yeah.
It's not enough now to have a fully stocked pantry. In fact, we've just heard that a lot of organizations are now not having fully stocked pantries. In fact, they're forcing their employees to pay.
And they're taking away all the toys and
pay
stuff
for
like that.
Pay for the snacks and the
snacks.
keropok. And I'm not kidding you. There's you want your chisels, right?
You pay.
Credit card, you got to Visa it out, or
Oh,
your
you're
employee card.
kidding
I'm not
me.
kidding you. So
At the employee pantry.
and these are big
Yeah.
companies now.
Yeah.
So again, back to that.
Because people are abusing it.
They're all
Is
putting
that
on
why?
weight or what?
having a bag and then they just load up,
Bring it home for the
load
kids.
up, and
They're
bring it
getting
home.
unhealthy.
So we're running a lot more programs to find innovative ways to help organizations and managers engage. It's so easy to say, oh, what's the answer to the problem? Communication. What's the answer to why your relationship's not working out? Well, communication. But it's not about just the word communication. There's devils in the details, right? There's other things that you have to try to think about to try to get your employees feel a little bit more belonging.
Empathy,
I think
Like
that's
what?
important. It's
Like what?
it's not enough to just do the D&D.
Yeah.
It's not enough to
Yeah.
Right.
so we're doing a lot of coaching training for managers.
Yeah, so
Okay.
managers have those what we call career conversations with your staff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when an employee disengages, it could be two things. Number one, it could be a personal thing. That something's happened on his own family, or on his own personal side, and you can't see through that veil, right, until you engage the person.
Yeah.
Or the other thing sometimes is also the manager is not doing something right.
Yeah.
So you're causing it. So in the leadership team, right, you have to engage your staff, engage the managers, have those conversations going, find out.
I have an idea. Something should be brought back. I will mention
Okay.
it. on
Okay.
air. Stand
All right.
Okay.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, there shouldn't be too many surprises ahead of you as you head out this morning. Hopefully not at all as you begin your day today. Usual delays across the expressways. That shouldn't surprise you too much. Do we have anything special? Not really. So just stay within the speed limit and make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Yeah? Drive safely.
Okay, welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Every Thursday is Happy at Work Thursday, and today we have Adrian and Yen from Career Agility International joining us. And we've been talking about quiet quitting.
You said you had something.
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
right.
us.
I mean,
no, I deal with yours because
Yes.
mine is a little left of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, because, sometimes whatever we talk about on The Big Show TV may not necessarily be related to what we're talking about on air.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just going to bring this straight up. I think bosses and organizations should be interacting more with their employees to find out a little bit more about why some of them have slowed down in their jobs and are not perhaps giving their 100%. Maybe they need a bit more motivation. And off air just now, we were talking about like D&Ds, for example. You were saying D&Ds are
Not enough.
Not
Not
enough.
anymore. Yeah, of course.
What I used to enjoy years ago were retreats.
Yes.
Every couple of years, we would
Yeah.
have a retreat, not even every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these retreats where, you go down there and you brainstorm for half a day, and then after you get to enjoy, wherever you're at.
Yeah.
I think helped a lot.
Bonding sessions.
Those bonding sessions,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm not talking about, I know many companies now on a budget and all that, but if you do one every 2 years, for example, you should be able to afford that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And my thought on that is don't call it a bonding session. You're putting too much stress on your staff. We've done it. We've called it a bonding session. It was not as successful as when you just said
wow.
we're going on a retreat.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just going on a holiday. Why don't the people
Once you
just
say
that,
bonding, once you say bonding,
Work is attached
now
to
I
it.
have to
Yeah.
connect with you.
And
Yeah.
I
it's
have
work.
to.
And it's
It's
work.
work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Or worse,
But-
these retreats happen on a weekend.
Yeah.
My weekend.
but which brings me to the question: how personal should bosses and employees get?
Exactly what I was gonna bring up.
Because, like, you see someone who's quiet quitting or someone who's doing a little bit less than what they usually do. Adrian, you've been tasked to answer this question. How personal should they get? You know, I go up to my employee and I'm like, "Oh, what's the matter?" You know, employee opens up, and then I offer to help. You know, and I offer to be a shoulder to cry on. Or something like that. But how personal should it get?
I think lines must be drawn, otherwise.
Where do you stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you
yeah.
stop? Yeah, I mean, you want people to reach out. You want people to
think-
communicate.
I think as a boss, you need to be available. You need to be there. Lines have to be drawn, especially if it's male female.
Right.
Okay, it's very very sensitive, especially at this point in time. But we always have to exercise caution. Okay, and on the flip side of it is the employee going to open up? And the question is, what we was talking about 3 weeks back on LinkedIn. I said, can your boss be your friend? You see, can your boss be your friend? I don't know,
Should they?
should they be your friend? I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing that your boss wants to Facebook friend you, and you're going like, should I accept or not, right?
But I think bosses are very smart. You know, when they talk to some of their employees, they know the employees who are able to draw the line and some employees who don't.
Okay.
So some bosses can get close to some employees, and that employee will still, know how to keep their distance, But there are some employees who are different, right? Just because the boss, gets close to them in that area, they feel like, oh, okay, now my boss is my buddy already. And
Yeah.
they go around
Yeah.
telling everyone
Just
that.
a quick one. Do you know that I once spoke to this individual? He said, I worked for my boss for 12 years. He doesn't even know I have 3 kids.
Oh,
Okay, that's a bit much. Lah.
wow.
So,
okay.
Maybe it's a big company.
It wasn't a big.
No?
The boss just doesn't engage, doesn't care. So,
Oh.
which
But
is,
that's this thing about bosses. I feel like on radio sometimes when we talk about management,
Yeah.
we give them a hard time. I mean, these leaders are already carrying so
So
much on their plate. They've got to beat KPIs, and then they've got to mollycoddle their team members. A bit
So
much.
should we be giving them more credit then?
We should absolutely because they we from here we look up, we go like, gosh, what do you guys do? You
Yeah,
just,
that's
you
true.
just
Yeah.
give me crap
hard
and make me
time,
do
yeah.
the work, but
Actually-
we don't really empathize with them.
It's really interesting. When we come back, I'll tell you a story of what we did.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime, here's another track taken off the Barbie soundtrack.
Which is premiering today.
Exactly.
Yes,
And our
premieres
producer
today.
Cheyenne is all decked out
In pink.
in pink today. She's got Barbie earrings because she's so excited. Going to catch the movie at 5 p.m., right, Cheyenne? Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
at 5 p.m. I hear it's a
Awesome.
really, really good movie.
I hear it's fun. Yeah.
Daphne Koo gave it 9 upon 10.
Wow. But let's not forget Oppenheimer is also premiering today. So watch them both if you can.
Not so much fun, lah, Oppenheimer.
No, you never. Just because you don't like Christopher Nolan.
Okay, here's 50-50 featuring Callie, Barbie Dreams on Kiss 92.
So I'm going to pick up on something that Yen said. Mollycoddling your staff. We reached a point about maybe a year ago where we felt we were mollycoddling the staff. And they were taking advantage of it.
oh wow.
So,
Your stuff.
yeah. So what we did was we called a meeting. We made sure nobody had any meetings with clients that day. And we literally broke down what every single person in the office was responsible for
Okay.
from top down. And at the end of it, we said, now you understand what everybody is doing? No more mollycoddling. You get your job done. Finish.
So when you say
Clarity.
mollycoddling, I mean, how...
It's kind of like holding their hands.
You're
isn't it?
holding their hands,
Protecting
you're
them.
bending over backwards, you're helping them in every little corner, and they don't learn, they don't grow, because they always know you're there to do it for them. And you can't do that.
But he's in a horrible industry.
It's like a
The
helicopter
events-
parent.
yeah, it's like a helicopter parent.
The events industry is so tough.
It is.
It is.
It's so tough. There's so much sacrifice that has to
Yeah.
be made already.
Yes.
You're burning every single weekend. If
yeah.
you've got a family, it's the worst industry to be in.
And
Yeah.
the nights as well.
The night, yeah, it's not
so
easy.
I think it's okay to mollycoddle them once in a while. Come on.
No, I don't like mollycoddling them because my fear is they will not grow, they will not progress.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you become a crutch. And you can't live your career with a crutch. These people have to stand on their own 2 feet and grow.
It sounds like a parent trying to
You're
bring up
like
children
a
all
child
over
master.
again.
That's why
The
it never
shifu.
ends, man.
The
It never
shifu.
ends.
Young grasshopper.
Inche in the army. Yes. You must,
Oh, can
must
you
tekan them
imagine?
first. Then they will learn.
But was that a good thing to do?
No.
Tell them career strategists.
Management is tough.
Yeah.
And when you become a leader of a team of people, and then suddenly you have to be a facilitator, a guru, a
Yeah, yeah.
parent, but also a taskmaster, a slave
friend.
driver. But you also have to be friendly, not overly familiar. You got to know what zones. You got to have boundaries.
Exactly.
So management is not easy, and typically we promote people who perform in the job well. Not necessarily are the best managers,
Yeah.
and so that in itself is another
Not
huge
everyone's
issue.
a leader.
Yeah.
no.
Does it make it a bit harder for him because all his employees are women? Most of them.
Yeah.
The
That's
majority
true.
of them.
Yeah.
Because
So
I mean, he's talking about whipping.
you want to put some
Whipping?
hormones into the mix and stir the pot up.
Is there a reason? Was that intentional, or they were just the best for the job at the time?
I won't
it
say at
was
the time.
intentional.
No, I won't say in time. I just think women are the best for the job in this industry.
Okay.
Quite honestly.
Okay.
It's because they're so analytical, they're so
And
detailed.
meticulous, yeah.
They're so meticulous.
Have you seen quiet quitters in your industry?
Yeah, I have. And it's always been the same thing, burnout.
Yeah.
It's burnout. They don't know how to manage their time.
It was men, wasn't it? Tell us it was the
No,
men.
there were women too.
So maybe it's not quiet quitting. We established that quiet quitting is
not
negative.
yeah.
But maybe they just needed to,
It's a
to slow
mental-
down.
They needed
because
to
they're
slow
so-
down.
Yeah.
And
because
a
they're so
lot
tired.
of the burnout is not the work they're doing. It's outside of the work they do, and this is something
Adds
managers have to
pressure.
understand, especially when your staff is young. Your staff has a relationship with someone, not necessarily a husband.
Yeah.
So now I've got all my work to do,
Yeah.
and oh my goodness, my boyfriend needs my time.
Yeah.
Then mum and dad need my time, and I'm just not sleeping.
Yeah. You're trying
I'm
to spread
literally
yourself
not
thin.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yen relates to that. So.
So much.
Yeah.
A lot of my burnout does not come from work.
It doesn't.
In
Yeah.
fact, work gives me a respite.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot more relaxed.
But
at
you can
work.
put on a different hat altogether and be somebody else almost.
Not just a hat, but I think I'm the same person. But
Yeah.
the context is different and the expectations are a little bit less emotional.
Yeah.
Because at home, I worry a lot more. At work,
Right.
it's like, yeah, whatever.
Adrian fell down the stairs. That's okay. He'll get out.
yeah, it's fine.
Walk it off.
Are we workaholics? I mean, we love our work.
Well, it's a
We love
good
our
thing.
work.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people can wake up in the morning saying, I'm ready to get to work. And I think we're very blessed and
We're very
privileged.
That's why
to
I
have
always
that.
joke with Yen that we have, it's not work-life balance, we have life-work balance. Because the life is the priority. The work
Okay.
is what we do to
Yeah.
get money and resources to live our life to the fullest. Rather than, some people think that the work is my life, and
Yeah.
I take time off my work to spend time with my family, to do
Yeah.
my hobbies. No, it's
Yeah.
it's all. That's why the work-life balance thing is important to know what matters more to you, work or life.
It's an overused term, though, right?
It is, and I've heard people trying to talk about work-life harmony, a lot of
Integration.
integration.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's all up to you. And if you realize that work may occupy 80% of your mind space, but in the bigger scheme of things in your life, the work it's only 5-10% of you.
Yeah, I've got to tell this story. So just yesterday, we were reviewing slides because of the presentations that we have today. But this is at 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. Adrian goes, Yen, I need to review the slides, and we'll Zoom. And I go, okay, we'll Zoom after I pick up my youngest from school. So at 3 o'clock, 3:30, I text him, right, okay, I can go review slides now. And our friend does not reply.
Oh, this
He
was his
was having
a nap. Yes. No, this is his is 1 hour of administration.
CS?
My admin time.
Your
admin
admin time.
time.
Yeah.
Hello. And I text him again, and then he goes, "Give me 5 minutes." And then finally he zooms in, and he's like rubbing his eyes. And I'm like, if I had $1 for every minute I waited for him, I'd be rich.
But this is
I'm
his
very
way.
much Adrian, actually.
Yeah, his way of keeping his mental sanity, though, right? You said you have that
I
every
have
day
to
for your
be-
your me time.
Yeah, in fact, the funny thing was that the same thing happened yesterday afternoon. My wife came in and she saw me crashing on the bed, right? She said, "Sleeping again?"
Because the last time she saw you was in the morning.
Yeah, she said every other afternoon. You weren't kidding when you told people that you started your business so that you can afternoon naps. I said, no, I need to charge. I've got a
Well,
whole
1 hour is enough.
about 45
45
minutes.
Yeah,
minutes.
same. Yeah.
For me, 45 minutes.
Funny
is good.
enough, in the past, I used to have a headache if I sleep for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now I can.
No.
45 minutes, I wake up. Wow, I'm recharged.
In fact, the proper term for nap is something like 25
25
minutes or
minutes.
something. It's much shorter. Yeah.
Well, that one cannot. I'll get a headache. Okay, let's go back on here. Stand by. Stacey Ryan, the sister of Jack Ryan, right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs
Every
in one
day.
place.
Yeah, you're giving people new family members.
No, I'm just
It's crazy.
testing you guys to see whether
Fake
you're
news.
alert or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
see whether we're actually listening
Jack
to
Ryan's
you.
not even a real person.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, that was a pretty cool song, Fall in Love Alone, right here on Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. It is Happy at Work Thursday, and we have with us from Korea Agility International, the founders, Adrian as well as Yen, and we've been talking about quiet quitting.
Yeah, so Singapore has a lot of quiet quitters because we are
Apparently, yeah.
overworked,
I think so.
underpaid.
Do you think the report was a bit harsh? No?
Yeah.
I think it was a bit sensationalized.
Ah.
I think
Okay.
so. I mean, it's just, oh no, Singapore has the highest number of
Do you
quiet
really believe
quitters.
that? I mean,
No, I think Singaporeans we work very hard.
Yeah.
Okay, there are times where we want to take the foot off the pedal, and that's fine. But I think Singaporeans, we are a very robust bunch. We survived COVID, we've survived crisis before, and I think we generally want to do what's best for us, for our family, for our country. And I'm feeling a bit patriotic because National Day is around the corner.
Yeah.
But,
I
it's-
feel like a song is coming
oh,
on.
song's
Yeah.
coming on. But I think if you take 2 steps back, I think what's most important is not just the work and the output that we do, but the mental health, the emotional health, and the physical health of us, even as we are going along. So if you are feeling burnt out, and if you want to do the barest minimum or whatever you need to get by just for that period of time,
yeah.
I think it's fine. What do you think? Yeah?
To be fair, that report was sensationalized because the numbers to say that Singapore was the highest, it was just a marginally
0.3%
high
of
number.
it, yeah.
It was like 2 or 3%. So it's not really significant.
Who else was on that list?
I can't remember.
Okay, right.
Yeah, some of the
Japan, I
bigger,
would
bigger
imagine. No, maybe
Hong
not.
Kong
Was Japan
economies.
on it?
I think there were some bigger first world economies
Oh.
in
Right,
there, but
yeah.
again, it was
Yeah.
marginal. And my opinion is that the term and labeling is very unhealthy. You know how we like to label people, and when we
Everything.
label somebody, we put them into that pigeonhole, and then we tar them with some stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
healthy
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So let's not use the term quiet quit unless you are really quiet quitting. And you can use it to describe yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
But I think it's okay, like Adrian says, to take the foot off the pedal occasionally. But I also feel that Singapore worker, the generic Singapore worker, there has this obligation. There's a sense of responsibility that
Yeah.
comes with the way we're built, the
Yeah.
education we've had, and the responsibility that we have to our stakeholders.
Yeah.
So I don't think quiet quitting fits the way for a Singaporean worker, the way it does with the definitions that was espoused globally.
I just want to add on to what you said about labeling, though. I mean, it is a terrible thing to do when we label other people and put them in pigeonholes and stuff. And if you want to call anyone a quiet quitter, call yourself a quiet quitter if that's what you're doing. And I think for labels as well, just use them on yourself. Don't
Yeah,
use them on
yeah.
anyone else.
Yeah.
You're allowed to call yourself whatever you
I
want.
think a good label, and I like this label, is the blue label.
Of course. It took you...
How about
oh,
some this evening,
it took
my
you
kakis who are
all
tuned in
of
right now?
2 hours and 38 minutes to bring up alcohol. Okay, that's a record.
Longer than normal.
The kind that walks.
Yeah. It's the kind that keeps on walking.
Yeah, keep on walking.
Okay.
All right, Shalini, are we out of time already?
Yes.
So fast.
10 minutes
Yeah.
ago. There
What's
you
the
go.
time now? What? It's 8:40.
Yes, we have Sean C to watch on the Big Show TV.
Time always flies when we have you guys on the show.
True.
Actually, when we have one of you on the show,
It
time
flies.
flies. Ray. No wonder it flew by even quicker today.
Correct.
Two of you. Okay, we've been speaking to Adrian, Chu, as well as Yen from Korea Agility International. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Any last words before we let you go?
Well, if you're thinking of quiet quitting, well, just know that it's okay to do your barest minimum, but make sure that you have a strategy around it. And, have a great weekend ahead, guys.
Awesome.
Yen?
And if you need to, if you're feeling burnout, you need to reach someone, please reach out to us, info@careeragility.org.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Lovely.
As Angel said, coming up next, Sean C with some magic tricks exclusively on the Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Niall Horan. Nice to meet ya on Kiss 92.
Nice to meet ya.
Nice
You
to
pronounced
Nice
that
to meet
correctly.
ya. Yeah, because I was going to
Yeah,
say you and then say,
yeah.
it's yeah.
Good morning, Sean.
Nice to
C.
meet ya.
Sean.
Nice to meet ya,
Good
Sean C.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yen
How-
and Adrian is here.
Yeah,
Are
I know, I
here.
saw them.
Did I say is?
Are here.
See, I didn't
Hi,
even correct
Yen.
you.
Hi, Adrian.
Hello.
Yeah, can't see
Hi.
but can hear. Good.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
How come your background is black today? Usually it's green.
Oh my God.
I know,
Don't
it's always
ignore
been
him.
black.
Ignore
It's
him.
always been black.
Ignore him.
It's always been
It's always
black.
been
I
black.
thought it was green.
His shirt looks green today. 5 minutes you have. Sean.
5
Sure.
minutes.
See.
5 minutes.
Ah,
Okay.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Okay, so for the guys who don't know what happened last week, we had a bit of technical problems, couldn't get on, and technology got in the way of magic, which is so weird.
Yeah.
It's about to go. You couldn't use your magic to rectify the situation.
Yeah, no, wasn't prepared, but that's why I came with something today. I
Okay.
thought maybe we do a bit of technology, because now we're already using technology to do
Techno.
the magic, right? Through this camera, but let's try another version where we use even more technology. Okay, so
Ooh.
there's me from here who will do the trick for you over there.
Okay.
Are you moving in that or what? No.
No,
It's
he
a
hasn't
still
pressed
shot.
play. No, he
Alright.
hasn't pressed play.
Okay.
So let's see what I have for you guys today. Okay, so first things first, as usual, someone needs to pick a card. All right, so just say stop. Any one of you, just say stop anytime. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Stop.
Stop. Stop.
Did someone say stop? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah,
you
we
didn't
did.
hear us.
Let's
Two
try
of
it
us
again.
said stop.
Okay, try again.
Stop.
No, he
You
finished.
know what?
Okay,
I
oh.
just realized I can't hear this. I'm just recording the phone. Can you get us to pick a card, then come back, okay? Okay. Then we'll do the rest. Yeah, I'll get him to pick the card.
Okay.
All right, I forgot. Yeah, he can't do that. So. All right, so we will do that, okay?
Okay,
So we'll
all
pick the
right.
card first, and we'll get back
He
to him.
tricked us, Avdi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so deck of cards.
That's
all
a
right.
cute one.
I'm just
Okay.
yeah,
Same thing.
following.
Like
Angel.
what Sean in the
Angel,
phone
Angel.
said.
Okay.
Angel's
Just,
very
someone say
accurate.
stop.
Stop.
Right here.
Yep.
See?
Right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want this one here or the one behind this one? Well, let's not take this one because we can see it.
No, I want the one closest to your palm.
This one?
No, closest to your palm, underneath.
Oh, this one. The one
No,
behind
not
this
that one. Okay, fine.
No.
The one on the one on your
What
left
are you
hand.
doing?
I was going to pick another card altogether. Left hand. Left.
Left hand,
Left
which is
hand.
this one.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
one here where you
Yes.
stopped at.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okie dokes. All right, look at that card.
Okay.
Okay. All right, remember that? Okay. So we're done with that. Let's see what Sean in the phone has for us from there.
You know we can't see the cards
Yeah.
right now.
You're changing
you just-
everything.
The
then.
angle. Yeah.
But you remember the card, right?
Yes,
we got
remember
it.
the card.
Okay, that's more important.
Okay.
That's more important because then Sean in the phone has
Okay.
will tell us what's going on next. Okay. So now that you've selected one of these cards, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, that's me. Don't screw this up. I'll try. Here we go. Okay. Ready? And
Hey, I like that. I
get
like
it?
how the card appears.
I don't know.
eh?
Did I get it? I got a card. I got one card that you tossed out. Okay. What was the card that you remembered?
4 of clubs.
4 of clubs. Yay!
Oh, nicely done.
Very nice.
Nicely done. Well done,
Yeah,
Sean.
we got it. We got it. Yeah, high five.
Well done, Sean.
Yeah, well done, Sean.
Well done,
Yeah.
Sean.
Well done, Sean.
I
All
like
right,
I like
Sean,
that
everybody.
new I like that new character you have now.
Yeah. He's got a new puppet.
Yeah, it's a new.
Yeah, it's digital. See, so
Can
it's
he
all
can
about
he
technology.
roll over and beg?
I'll teach you that. Yeah, I'll teach you that. No problem. Maybe
The
next week will be-
future of ventriloquism.
Yeah.
Yeah, digital magic and ventriloquism.
Well done, Sean. Love it.
Very nice, Sean. Thank you so
All right.
much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good to
Sean.
be back. Yeah. Let's see you guys again next week. Let's hope we
Anything
get a
anything
good one.
coming up?
Yes. Let me see.
August.
It's mid of July now.
Yeah.
There's a showcase, comedy showcase happening early August. I think it's about the 4th. Okay. It's called the Midliners. There's a bunch of comics. We're doing a short, about 15-minute sets. Okay. And then I'll move on to my own headline at the end of that month, which is
Oh,
next
nice.
wow, nice,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Lemon stand, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'll
follow
put-
Sean at Sean V Me. All the details will be there. I was going to ask Sean, see if you know Ronnie Cheng. Do you know Ronnie Cheng? Or
I
you know
know of
someone who
him.
knows Ronnie Cheng? Oh, okay.
I think I know someone who might know Ronnie Cheng.
Okay.
Good. Well, we
He's
try to
gonna
get
be
him
in
to
town.
come on the show.
We want him on the show. Can you pull some strings?
I will try. I will
Okay.
try.
He doesn't
Then
even
I'll let-
know
I'll
the
let-
guy. What
I'll let
strings
Because
you
he
want him
has
to pull?
friends who knows him, so
Okay.
use your network.
Shalini is going to try as well. But I mean, if you
Okay.
know, you know. If you don't know, it's fine. I was just wondering because he's a stand-up comedian as well. He's in that circle. Anyway, thank you very much, Sean.
Yep. Okay. Welcome, guys. I'll let Charlie know about Ronnie Cheng.
Perfect.
Okay,
right, see you
now you're
guys next
talking
week.
big now. All right. Okay, bye, bro.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Bye, bye.